coming from like a single parent, like having to fulfill those both roles, like I don't have anything against the way she like brought me up. It's just funny because every time she asks me about uni, I'm like, oh, but you wouldn't understand, like no, because like, and then I'd start telling her about it and like, you know, like going on a whole spiel, and she'll just be there watching her TV and she's just like oh, yep, and I know she has no idea what I'm talking about, but it's just nice, like, you know, our parents do try to understand what we're learning, what we're doing, because obviously it's a different time period, you know. I appreciate what our parents are doing for now, and it took me a while to understand that, but just that support system really plays, like, just knowing that they have you, they have your back, whether it might not show it, but like, you know it's there.
I think I'm in the same boat as Mena, single parent. The only person that I talk about my my assignments with is my dad. And I love my dad, man, because every time I try and explain my projects, one of my projects was about making a tree that changes changes appearance by the change in temperature and the weather. And it was a weird concept to my dad, and he was like, he took it back to biblical terms, like, how about if you change the tree into the tree of life, and then all those biblical terms, and the leaves represent Adam and eating the apple, and nah, that's not what he said, but something like that. And I'm like, damn. And it's like, oh, I actually supported him with his ideas. I'm like, yeah, Dad, and then what? Oh yeah, and the next, and what? Yeah. And but really at the back of my head, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's a C+ at most.
I hope your dad's watching this one.
I love you, Dad. But yeah, in my family, I don't really talk about them, about my assignments, because they don't really understand it, and they don't care. Yeah, I relate to that, but yeah, it's only my dad. And whatever he does, whatever he says, yeah, I just take it how it is and just lie to him that I love his ideas. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, for me, I think the dynamic between me and my parents, I wouldn't say I necessarily need anything more from them, but our dynamic is really transparent, in which I talk to them about everything. They've always responded this way towards my schoolwork, my brother's schoolwork, my sister's schoolwork. You know, it's kind of the taranga of, you know, pati por fit po. So nengan wenga tapuai, or nengan wenga manuia. So there's any work that's, you know, blessed, that's supported by your family, your work's gonna be blessed. So that's kind of the dynamic that I've always had with my parents, but also understanding that as they're watching me grow up, I'm also watching them grow up. So we have to be kind of tolerant of each other. You're growing up in different times, you're growing up in different generations, different ages. A lot of the norms have changed since they were in school, and they understand that because of my transparency with them. This is the sort of things that my lecturer is touching on. I don't agree with him. I want to grab him. I want to say a lot of my interactions at school, a lot of my schoolwork, I do share with my parents, because I think it's important to keep them in the loop. You know, they're not vegetables. Dare I say, you know, they're not vegetables. So, you know, you got to keep them in the loop with your life. Yeah.
Mandate.